Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. So, thank you. Good evening. So, Congressman John Lewis, before his passing, wrote, "Democracy is not a state, it is an act." And what he meant was that America's democracy is not guaranteed. It is only as strong as our willingness to fight for it. To guard it and never take it for granted. And protecting our democracy takes struggle, it takes sacrifice. But there is a joy in it, and there is a progress because we, the people, have the power to build a better future. And when our very democracy was on this ballot in this election, with the very soul of America at stake, and the world is watching you usher in a new day for America. To our campaign staff and volunteers, this extraordinary team, thank you for bringing more people than ever before into the democratic process. And for making this victory possible, to the poll workers and election officers across our country who have worked tirelessly to make sure every vote is counted. Our nation owes you as a debt of gratitude. You have protected the integrity of our democracy. And to the American people who makes up our beautiful country, thank you for turning out in record numbers to make your voices heard. And I know times have been challenging, especially the last several months. The grief, sorrow, and pain, the worries, and the struggles. But we have also witnessed your courage, your resilience, and the generosity of your spirit. For 4 years, you marched and organized for equality and justice for our lives and for our planet. And then you voted. And you delivered a clear message. You chose hope and unity, decency, science, and yes, truth. You chose Joe Biden as the next president of the United States of America. And Joe is a healer, a uniter, a tested and steady hand, a person whose own experience of loss gives him a sense of purpose that will help us as a nation reclaim our own sense of purpose. A man with a big heart who loves with abandon. It's his love for Jill who will be an incredible First Lady. It's his love for Hunter and Ashley and his grandchildren and this entire Biden family. And while I first knew Joe as a vice president, I really got to know him as a father who loved Bo, my dear friend, who we remember here today, and to my husband Doug, and our children Cole and Ella and my sister Maya, and our whole family. I love you all more than I can ever express. We are so grateful to Joe and Jill for welcoming our family into their on this incredible journey, and to the woman most responsible for my presence here today, my mother Shamala Gopala Harris, who is always in our hearts. And when she came here for India at the age of 19, she maybe didn't quite have imagined this moment. But she believed so deeply in an America where a moment like this is possible. And so I'm thinking about her and about the generation of women, black women. Asian, white, Latina, Native American woman who thought our nation's history have paved the way for this moment tonight. Women who fought and sacrificed for equality and liberty and justice for all, including the black women who are too often overlooked but so often prove their backbone of our democracy. All the women who have worked to secure and protect the right to vote for over a century, 100 years ago with the 19th Amendment, 55 years ago with the Voting Rights Act, and now in 2020 with a new generation of women in our country who cast their ballots and continue to fight their fundamental right to vote and be heard. Tonight, I reflect on their struggle, their determination, and their strength of your vision to see what can be unburdened by what has been, and I stand on their shoulders. And what testament is Joe's character that he had a century to break one of the most tall barriers that exist in our country and select a woman as his vice president. But while I may be the first woman in this office, I will not be the last. Because every little girl watching tonight sees that this is a country of possibilities. And to our children in our country, regardless of your gender of our country has sent you a clear message. Dream will abundant, lead with convictions, and see yourself in a way that others may not, simply because they've not seen it before. But now what we will happen you every step of the way. And to the American people, no matter who you voted for, I will strive you be a vice president like Joe was a president, Obama loyal, honest, and prepared, walking up every day thinking of you and your family. Because now is when real work begins, the hard work, the necessary work, the good work, the determination work to save lives and beat this epidemic, to rebuild our economy so it works for working people, to root a system, reclaim our justice system as a society, to combine the climb Christian to unite our country and heal a soul of our nation. And the road ushered will not be easy, but America is ready. And so are Joe and I. We have elected a president who responsible the best in us, a leader the world will respect and our children will look up to, a commander-in-chief who will respect our truth and keep our country safe, and a president for all Americans.